Welcome to Nutty Buddy Entertainment. The Ugly. Ew!
Okay, well, let's get into the ugly then, and we'll give you the first go at it so you don't forget again. Let's give you the first ugly, Chris. So what was your first ugly?
Well, we already touched on it with the Radalata. I'm probably butchering that, but like I thought that was good. I like that. I especially like the penguin like knows Spanish and is like, you dummies don't know Spanish. Like that was great. What I specifically did not like is that it was almost like too dumb for Batman because he's like, it's a rat with wings. What's a rat with wings? Maybe a penguin? Like, come on, bro. Like, no one has ever once connected a penguin with a rat before. So I thought that was like, it was too dumb for Batman. He would be a little smart. I know he's like still learning at this point. He would be just a little bit smarter than that. So that's my ugly.
That's a fair point. Yeah, I like it. Brian, do you have an ugly?
Yeah, I didn't like the new like mayor coming in. I don't know, that whole storyline with her, having it. I don't know if they necessarily need to kill off the mayor, obviously with the corruption, but her like portrayal of like this new mayor coming into the city, I wasn't really I don't know, especially the way that she was acting. I wasn't a huge fan of that. I don't know, that's pretty nitpicky, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So just that, like, do you think just not having?
Yeah, I don't necessarily think we needed like, I don't know, like new mayor with a new vision sort of thing. It was very like Harvey Dent-esque, kind of like her. I don't know if she's gonna turn into Two-Face. Maybe that'll be cool, but yeah.
What a twist.
I think you needed. I don't disagree with what you're saying. I think you needed her at the end just for like Batman to save her. Because I think the implication is that he's just running around like beating up people at 2 a.m. And like now he's like high. It's like, oh, and people think he's a bad guy, right? Because the guy he saves at the beginning is like, please don't hurt me. Yeah. And here he is doing a high profile. He's straight up saving the new mayor.
That's true.
So like he's a hero. So
yeah, I guess in other movies it would almost be like they would almost use, Catwoman as that damsel in distress, which they didn't do in this movie. She was more than self-sufficient to take care of herself. So I guess you did need that kind of like damsel scenario. So yeah.
Yeah. You got another one, Chris? No,
nothing comes to mind. No.
Okay. Brian, you got another one?
That was my one.
Okay. So I got two, I guess. So I'll get into mine. So I personally like nitpick again is one thing is Bruce Wayne. Okay, so I agree with Brian. We got 100% Batman all movie. Like even when Batman was Bruce Wayne, he was Batman. And I like that he's struggling, but I wish that he was struggling, like they showed him struggling to trying to be different. And they didn't do that because like you said, Chris, it's so important to like make Bruce Wayne sort of like a billionaire playboy doing all this reckless stuff to sort of like exonerate him from being Batman, right? But the entire movie, I'm like, Penguin ran into Bruce Wayne twice and Batman twice, and how he did not figure out that was Bruce Wayne Batman because they had the same look, the same mannerisms, they walked the same. It was just like, how do people, you can't put 2 and 2 together at some point. Like, so I guess I just wish I understand what they were doing in the film, but that struggle to pretend to be Bruce Wayne is so hard for Bruce Wayne. And we didn't see that in this film, and it's year 2, right? So I feel like at this point, he has to be at the point where he should be at least trying to make a show, like put on a performance as Bruce Wayne. And he just didn't do that. So that just didn't land. Again, it's a nitpick, but I would have liked it that he would have tried a little harder to pretend that he was more jovial or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So that's my first ugly.
Okay.
My second ugly is Batman is just a little too like I guess like throughout the movie is just too straightforward for me. I like Batman to be more stealthy, using misdirection. Like he was too much like in people's faces for me. It's part of the reason like Batman instills fear in people because they just never know when he's coming. And you kind of seen that in the first scene where they're all looking down the dark alley and it's like it's and then the boots come and everybody hears him and he's just like in your face. And even when he goes into the iceberg ground, he knocks on the door the same way Bruce Wayne does, by the way. Do you know who I am? Same exact thing. And it's like the twins couldn't figure out they're the same person. But and then it's like, yeah, we know who you are. And I feel like at this point in Batman's career, he would try to be a little bit more stealthy behind the scenes and not so like up front in your face. I mean, even when at the end, when he's helping these kids get onto the with the rescue team, I just don't feel like that. That's more like a Superman thing, not so much a Batman thing. I feel like Batman would have saved the day and then got out of there. You know what I'm saying? So for me, again, a little bit of
to go.
Batman could find a way. Batman would find a way. But for me, that was just a little bit of a nitpick. I wish he was just a little bit more stealthy, mysterious, even to those that he was just too much up front for me, almost a little bit when he was doing his thing. So that's all I got for you guys.
Okay.
But it didn't ruin the movie for me, and it was such a minor thing. You know, it was a different way of telling Batman.
I understand where you're coming from. I like it because we see room for him to grow. Because after Batman Begins, there wasn't really room for Bruce to develop much. It was more, or like Batman, it was more just like what kind of characters we can throw at him with Two-Face and the Joker and how he reacts to that. Because we got like the full formed, Batman / Bruce Wayne with everything, even to the point where in Dark Knight, he wanted to, stop being Batman, give it over to someone else. So I like that we get more of like a character development of him finding his way, doing, both sides of things. Maybe he'll actually come out and stop being so pale. So.
Yeah, that could be true, but see, he's got to improve as Batman. He's got to improve as a detective. He has to improve as Bruce Wayne. So he's got a lot of character development in the next couple movies.
He actually has to be an adult.
Yeah. It's so true.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So that's it, guys. Huh? That's the great, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Okay, so let's talk about then what we rate this movie. So